What is up, everyone, and welcome back to some more of the Blood and Wine DLC. There was so much that happened in the last one. I didn't even know, so much happened. We ended up fighting Detloff and killing him. Well, Regis killed him, Regis right now seems somewhat okay, but I have a feeling this is definitely going to impact him a lot. He had a lot of trust in Detloff. He had a lot of, hope in him as well, and it's pretty heartbreaking that he had to kill him. And I have a lot of feelings on Detloff. I'll probably wait until I finish the DLC to completely give my thoughts out. Would Sienna been gutted by Detloff if she did not have that bracelet? Oh my god, did that really save her life? That is horrifying. Even the thought that you could walk past that. That scared me so bad. I thought he just was about to murder her. And luckily that saved her. It looks like we're about to get an award. But first, we're going to talk with Regis and go back to the little kid that apparently was delivering all the letters for Detloff. Kind of being the messenger between Detloff and Sienna, I guess, apparently. Okay. Talk to Damien. Talk to the boot black during the day.
Lucky break.
Which is this way. I really like this. This is cute. This is probably the best outfit that isn't armor so far. Wow. It just looks so nice on Geralt. It really matches his white hair. So we're going to talk to with Regis to the kid to see what the fifth person who apparently lacks compassion is. I'm trying to think, who do you think it could be before we walk in there? Who lacks compassion? I don't know which way it's wanting me to get into this, but there we go. Okay, we're almost here. If I had to guess, who lacks compassion? Says it had to do with the knights that took her. But was it only those 4 knights, and would the 5th person have been different? Okay, there's Regis. Maybe.
Your boots could use some polish, Vagrant.
That's hilarious. I don't know. I can't even think.
Lois is clearly more adhesive than Loam.
Isn't that the truth? I noticed it myself. But clay? Now that's a real pickle to clean off. Oh, it's the sun.
I don't even know.
Good to see you. Here for a spiffing? Dirty boots are a stain on professional dignity, you know. Step on up.
Need to ask you something.
Yet again? Go on then. I'm a proponent of free speech and I will gladly tell you all I know.
Yeah, of
But why
course
not
you
get
are.
your boots shanked while we jabber?
Guess they could use a spit and polish.
Then I shall take advantage as well. A friend of mine used to say boots should be as clean as the soles that wear them.
Clean boots, clean soles. A fine slogan.
So how's business?
How's business?
Well enough, I can't complain. Though it'd be even better were certain folk to sit down for a shine as they stood and chatted.
Man in the frock coat. You passed him some letters, remember?
Why, of course. I'm young, got a mind like a steel trap, but...
If you're about to tell me this information will cost me, forget it. How'd you get those letters?
Beggars brought them.
Why didn't you tell us this before, when we first talked?
You didn't ask about beggars now, did you?
Beggars. Tell us more about them. How many were there?
Why, 4. One for each
So you never
letter.
got the
Just
5th
4?
one.
Sure you didn't get a 5th?
I can't count, you know.
Remember anything else? These beggars have anything in common?
What? Come now. Each was different. Some had mismatched boots, others had no boots at all. Oh, I know
Kid, my patience is starting to run a little thin. Now think hard. Remember what they looked like?
Of course. I've a mind like a steel trap, as I said. They were ragged, unshaved. Their clothes were tattered. As to their boots, well, I mentioned that already.
Geralt, allow me to ask a question. Listen, lad. I'll be glad to mix another batch of that boot shine for you. But you must focus now and tell us all you know. Where can we find the beggars?
Well, at the shelter, most like.
Where's that?
Everyone knows. It's just round the corner. Up those stairs, then right.
Okay, well.
Thanks, kid. For your trouble. We must visit the shelter. Look around inside.
Is that a stash that he just took from? So beggars deliver the letter 4 each.
You've to move
Would
your
there
little
have
camp
been
elsewhere, got it?
a 5th?
This is a decent district.
Not so
We need no
more.
filth folk bunning about.
Gentlemen, there's no need to raise your voices. Let's keep our calm.
Our calm. You
What's going
do you
on?
want?
To talk.
Here, that's a waste of breath. We've tried it, only to tire our lips. We'll use other means of persuasion now.
Gentlemen, calm, please.
Either get out along with these flea-ridden vagabonds, or we'll toss you all out. Our patience is gone. This place is no longer a rank refuse dump.
Scram! Decent folk live here.
The shelter, them living here, bothers you. Question is why?
Look, Ballard. Another defender of the poor. Fighter for justice.
Damn nuisance. We've our women and young folk living next door, when even grown men fear to walk past such rabble.
Decent folk you mention. Mean yourselves.
Why? Do you doubt it?
Hell yes.
Hear that, Artois? He poking insults us. On our own turf.
We should step aside, good fellow. My friend is perfectly capable of settling this unfortunate dispute on his own.
In my nice attire. I couldn't fight yet.
Stomp my guts.
Come on, come closer.
Witcher! Fucking twit. Not a witcher.
Grey-haired puppy knobber.
Ouch. Get out of here. Wait, how'd you miss me?
All right. I could take a hint. Come, time to go.
I thank you so much for your aid. I tried to reason with them, but they'd have beat me blue had you not come along. I'm grateful. Immensely.
What did they want from you?
They are neighbors. Wish me to take my folk, the shelter, elsewhere. They dislike that I help the beggars. I do not oppose going elsewhere were we to have somewhere to go. But you've come with a problem, have you? My turn to aid you.
Oh, perfect.
What is this place? Poorhouse?
You could call it that. They come here to rest and eat a hot meal.
No.
You help them, why?
Because they need help.
Oh.
Need some information. Looking for a man who might have mentioned the boot black in Rue de Garl.
The boot black. A feisty lad. I know him.
Any of your, wards supposed to meet him recently or soon?
Forgive me. Those I help and I are not so close that I would know. But should you wait, they'll all soon come for their meal. You can question them yourselves.
Sure all your usual beggars will be here?
They're not obliged to come, of course. but they rarely find a decent meal elsewhere. So, almost all in the area eat here.
No, that's
Thanks.
so sweet.
We'll wait. Nice of you to let us.
My dears, I've a matter to address before I serve the soup. These two gentlemen have some questions of you. Pay attention. Answer in brief. For if you draw it out, your soup will go cold. And we wouldn't want that, would we?
Recently, 4 of you delivered sealed letters to the bootblack. I know this.
Does anyone know what the gentleman means? Go on, speak up. Romain?
Why should I squeal? We were all told not to mention the letters. We all swore.
You can tell me, Romain. You were given a letter and you delivered it, right? Good work, Romain. Thank you. Who else?
I got one too. Gave it to the bootblack. Freshy, he got one.
Okay, that's 3.
But he can't tell you, as he's not here.
I still have mine. I'm to deliver it 2 days after the Feast of St. Barnabas.
Oh? Give me.
It's a matter of importance to the duchy. Hand it over, or I'll take it from
Okay,
you.
let's not be mean.
Simple.
But I was to deliver it personally. Let no one else see it. That is what she said, and she was frightening.
You ought to heed
about
folk
right.
who are kind and honest. These men helped me a short while ago, helped all of us. If this individual threatened you, you need not keep the promise you made.
All right, take it. I didn't want to see the bootblack anyways. It's always muddy there.
Thank you. Letter revealing the 5th victim. I'm really curious.
Damn it.
What is it? Another name, truly?
See for yourself.
Is it going to be Anna Henrietta?
Well, well.
Or is it going to be Detlef?
I must say, even I did not expect this.
Who?
This time you will see to our Duchessa. It seems we underestimated Sienna rather grossly.
Judging by this, Detlef was literally supposed to tear her heart out.
Yet first you must snap her neck. Puzzling.
Puzzle complete now.
Oh,
Alas, the
God.
matter's ceased to be a tantalizing brain tease and has turned incredibly grave.
Do you think she'll try to
We've
finish
proof
it
of
too?
a plot to assassinate Toussaint's ruler. We've proof of a coup d'etat.
Duchess was to be Detlef's last victim. Sienna planned it from the start.
Indeed. The logical conclusion, Geralt.
4 seemingly random victims to start.
Saying
The
she lacks
virtue's their only
compassion,
link.
though.
Enough to get folk talking about a righteous, vengeful beast. Obscured the victims' links to Sienna, even as she had those she despised killed off one by one, leaving the Duchess for last.
Had she managed to fulfill her plan, none would have questioned the reasons. Most would have thought Anna Henrietta had died for her sins. She was known to show a hard heart on many occasions.
That is true.
Ample proof of a lack of compassion.
Why would Sienna
is
murder
true.
her own sister? Out of envy? To take power? From an inborn penchant for evil?
Yes, yes, and yes. All seem likely, and none are mutually exclusive. But if you'd like to know for certain, you could always ask her yourself.
I mean, I feel like we saw that when we would talk to the person that sold the barrel of wine. There was like she was almost about to chop his head off, even though like she didn't really come from a point where she understood them or understood why they did it. And I feel like that goes to her, you know, growing up as she did, growing up with a silver spoon in her mouth, so to say. So that is true, just based off what we saw.
Actually,
very curious
love to
person.
learn the motives.
Praiseworthy, I suppose. Sometimes one should stare evil in the face.
Ooh.
Seems a bit strong, no?
She used my friend as her tool for killing. I believe I've every right to condemn her. But I support your lust for the truth. Some philosophers think empirical examination the sole path to knowledge. I believe you mentioned the Duchess keeps Siana locked up.
Courtiers were insisting on a harsher punishment. Much harsher. Think Anna Henrietta had to protect her sister from a lynch mob as much as she wanted to protect her subjects from a criminal. One way or another, she's locked away in a secluded wing of the palace, awaiting trial before a court of law. I'd need to get past some guards to see her. Coming with?
Of course not. I shall await you at Mare la Chaise-Longue. I'll not risk entering the palace after Dettlaff and his minions rampage. Besides, I vastly prefer the company of a simple mug of mandrake brew to that of the Duchess's vile sister.
So, said straight up, it means you're going off to get drunk because you hate Siana.
I've never been fond of categorical statements of that kind, but I admit I could not vouch for my behavior in her presence. She treated Dettlaff cruelly, caused his death in the end, and now this? Atop all that, no, Geralt. I will not go with you. I will await you at the cemetery.
I will say it doesn't excuse Dettlaff's horrendous sack of the city, killing so many innocent people. But I do believe that he was wronged as well.
When I was a little lad, my stones...
That's why I'm like kind of torn, you know, like he had to be killed just because of, like, he had to, like he was gonna kill everyone in the entire Tucson if we didn't. I mean, we saw how Regis and him just tear through people. It's horrifying. So let's go talk to Siana. I'm gonna sneak past people. I hope I don't have to fight anyone. I have to say this whole land looks like a fairy tale. It's so beautiful. I love it. Oh, right here, huh? Hello? No one guarding? Oh. Oh, shit.
Halt!
Need to see Siana, urgently.
In the matter of?
Let's just not cause
Want to
alarm.
talk to her. It's important.
Want to talk? Go see your gran at tea time. Not one locked up on the Duchess's orders. No doing without special permission. Period.
Found some information important to her case. Need an explanation, urgently.
Ah, fine. Then.
Okay, well.
You're
easy.
that witcher who solved the murders, no?
Exactly.
Then you've
From
my
here.
permission, but only for a few minutes.
Promise to be brief.
His attitude changed so quickly, can I just say? Ooh. Thanks for the loot. Wait, hold on. Yummy. Locked. Okay, I'll be on my way then. Oh, wow. Beautiful. Are you letting me in?
The witcher will speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary break.
As long as it's truly but a moment. Highly irregular, this.
Have you come to see how I fare? I'm fine, thank you. Artorius' ribbon worked wonders. It's a shame they took it from
I
me.
know who the fifth victim was supposed to be.
Goodness, you're simply a compulsive snoop. I'm in prison. Dettlaff is dead. Could you not just drop it?
Siana, stop pretending you couldn't care less. I know it's an act, and it's really starting to wear. Why do you want to kill her?
For such an accomplished investigator to ask about the obvious, Come now, Geralt. Why do you think?
When it says Curse of the Black Sun, does it mean like how the symptoms of Curse of the Black Sun have created what she is? I do think there's envy, but with the way she was treated, it would make sense. I think this, because she mentioned this when we were in the fairy tale fable world, of how she completely, like, even when she was crowned, she didn't even try to get her sister back, and that she completely forgot about her.
Because she turned her back on you, then banished all memory of you.
Bravo, Geralt. Yet another riddle solved, and your sick curiosity sated. Well, what now? Off to share your discovery with Anna Henrietta? No, she's no longer in danger, true. But she very well might add a little something to your reward.
Definitely gonna tell her. Not necessarily for the coin, though.
Then why do it at all?
She ought to know. If only 'cause you'll probably try to kill her again if she ever lets you out.
I probably will.
Perhaps, just for a second, you could stop dwelling on all the wrongs folk have done you and forgive her.
Why should I?
For old time's sake. You loved each other once.
Please. I don't know who fed you that rubbish,
Oh,
but...
I read
governess's
it. Yeah.
diary. You
It was
played
clear.
together, were inseparable. Henriette'd get you into trouble sometimes, sure. But there were also times she stood up for you. When you had nightmares, only she could calm you.
That's a big one.
Time eats away at memories, distorts them. Sometimes we only remember the good. Sometimes only the bad.
If she loved me so, why did she wash her hands off me? Forget me?
Probably because of guilt. I don't know what this would entail, like, response-wise. Might ask her that. I think she should. I think they should talk.
Don't know. But you could just ask her instead of sending monsters after her.
There's nothing she could say to change what she did to me, to justify it.
But it wasn't what...
Maybe. But there's nothing out there to justify what you did to her and all Toussaint. Yet Anna Henrietta hasn't given up on you.
Ugh. You really want a happy ending, don't you? With all of us living happily ever after.
I don't know if that'll ever be the case.
Go, Witcher, or they'll give your medal to another. And that would be a shame.
Farewell, Sienna.
I am very torn on her as well. Her and Detlef have so many, like, so much problems. And the way she grew up, the way she was ostracized, the way she was removed from her family, hated by her family, felt betrayed by her sister, betrayed by everyone she could trust.
Like to see you.
It's
Shall
just,
we go at once?
what does that do to a person, you know? Just in case. I mean, is there anything?
One thing first. I'll look in on him afterwards.
So be it.
Okay, there was nothing else. I just wasn't sure if I needed to do anything else. I guess I'll just run there. Can I just say that was like the most beautiful prison cell? That view was gorgeous. I'm so conflicted. Like, I'm very conflicted. I'm really curious of what would have happened if I had talked to Oriana, actually. Is the party happening in the garden? The garden. Hello, everyone.
Deceive, Witcher.
Thank you. Damien, where are you?
Damien.
Geralt, it's about time. Ready for the ceremony?
Yeah, I think so. Don't look too good. You want to change outfits? That's funny. Do I say anything? I feel like I should say something, but if I do, will she just get killed and never talk to Anna Henrietta? Or I don't know. It's a hard choice. Because I definitely think that Anna Henrietta needs to know, but we'll see. I don't know if this is a good idea. Because I want them to talk, and I don't know if this will let them talk or if this is just going to be like, she's out of here, you know?
Got some important information. Anna Henrietta was supposed to be Detloff and Sienna's 5th victim.
You are certain of this?
Completely. Found proof.
Inconceivable. How could she? The murders, the mayhem she brought down on the city, were they not enough? She sought to strike down her own sister, her liege. Traitor. I must alert my men. Enlarge the Duchess's honor guard. Make certain Sylvia Anna is closely watched during the questioning. I'll see to it personally.
Okay.
I thank you, Witcher.
That's good.
For alerting me.
I do think she
And
needs to be
attentiveness.
like
Let's begin
watched
the
for
ceremony.
sure.
Come with me.
Just
The
in case
Duchess
she
of
does
Wales.
anything. Just tries to kill her. But I think us talking to her, like, hopefully at least trying to somewhat put the idea of maybe you can't.
In the guild's name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, your enlightened highness. Your Grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Tucson's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, slayer of the beast of Beauclair, step forth.
His face looks
Bestow
so
the
smug right there.
distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is our desire. May the symbol serve as a reminder to all that the Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair. In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
Just a
I have a
contract.
small surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels of Son Real, a wine normally reserved for the ducal table.
Ooh.
The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
God. Do I tell her now, like, too? Like, do I say it again? I already told Damien, but do I need to tell her as well? Or will he tell her? Or is there going to be, like, any talks? Oh, man. I'm just afraid if I tell her, like, there will be no talks. I think maybe. I feel like I should tell her. I think I'm going to tell her. I'm hoping that this will lead to them talking. It's so hard to tell because we'll see. I hope. I just want them. I'm curious of what they'll talk about.
I am, and truly grateful, Your Grace. Sadly, I'm afraid I have to sour the mood. It's Sienna. She plotted to have you killed, Duchess. Planned to use Detloff. You were to be the beast's 5th victim.
This cannot be true. You're mistaken. You must be.
I have proof.
I do not believe it. In a moment I shall speak to Sienna. Will you assist me?
Yes,
You returned
please.
my sister to me, yet what you tell me now I find devastating. I've come to doubt that I can judge her fairly. I'd far prefer to learn you're mistaken, Geralt.
I'm not. In fact, I'd recommend you be particularly careful around her.
You exaggerate, Witcher. She is my sister. I know well how to speak to her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister. And my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Nor does it let me believe you sought my demise. My heart yearns to know you were swayed by the monster Detlaff. You yourself would never stoop so low.
Quite the
Thus, I
opposite.
have asked Geralt to advise me, as one impartial. I shall now hear what he has to say.
Bitterness consumes Sienna. She had cause to resent many of the court of Beauclair. I know her reasons, understand them even. But I can't condone the actions she chose to take.
What is he talking about, Sienna?
You know exactly what. I was forcibly exiled, remember? To your benefit. You knew well the throne would then be yours, though I was the elder. The ministers I can understand. They'd hated me since I was a child, thought me a poor prospect for the wife of a duke. I even understand our parents. I'd always sensed the problem. They simply feared me, for I dared to be free. That fabricated curse, it fell into their laps. A gift from above that brought relief. But you... your dagger hurt most. You were my Honorrietta, dammit. My darling little sister. Now do you understand, Witcher? She betrayed me.
Claim to understand them all? Why'd you come back for revenge? Have them all cut down then?
They deserved my vengeance. They detested me, all of them, as long as I can remember. But Henrietta understood me. Once. She was all I could cling to. Her betrayal hurt the most.
You were children then. You and your sister both had no control over what happened.
You're wrong, Witcher. She had control. Remember, dear sister, the day they banished me from the palace? Of course, I'd had the idea to pelt the Nilfgaardian envoy with fish bladders, which we filled with rancid suet on a lark, and which you set afire at the last to impress me, I imagine. And I admit, you did. Hit him right in his hideous bald patch. Never laughed so hard in my life. But when it came time to find the culprit, you said not a word. I took all the blame and all the punishment.
It's true. I did not stand up for you. I was too afraid.
The council was unanimous. They listed all my offenses. My flights from the palace, supposed acts of cruelty, inappropriate friendships. They cast me out. But you, the only one to understand me, you cowered in a corner, lifted not a finger to help. Not before, not after. You never tried to find me.
That's not true. I searched for you. Sent out knights, gathered tidings from without. You did not wish to be found. Since the day you vanished, I have lived with the knowledge that I failed you. I'm sorry, dear sister. Can you forgive me?
All in all, best part of the whole ceremony? It was short.
Perhaps for you, as you ducked out early. The others are probably just getting started. The drunkenness never ends in this quaint realm.
Not so fond of Toussaint after all, are we?
Oh, this place is like a strong wine, Geralt. Good in small sips. How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong?
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diavolis variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether unique flavor profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
Aww.
You decide to go root picking now? It's dark
He
out.
just wants someone to talk to, I think.
Geralt, even were I generously to assume it had simply slipped your mind that I am a vampire and thus need no light to see, I'd never believe you had also forgotten that you likewise have absolutely no trouble seeing in the dark. So, shall we?
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks. Right then, let's go.
Oh, this is very random. Oh, I need to fix my
This
sword too.
moonlight makes me, oh, so dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
No, I was thinking about, oh, how anything can look interesting when properly lit.
Even an old necrophage corpse?
You've not an ounce of refinement in you, have you?
Why is it optional to put the mask and gloves on? Do I just like die on the other hand? Is that the other option? Where would they be? Would it be in quest item? Probably. But while I'm here, I might as well fix my sword. And yeah, they are. Where'd the mask go? Oh, there it is. I really like this. It's 10 out of 10. Beautiful. Okay, I'm ready. Comedian. Could even make a dead fish laugh. Where'd you go? Where are you? Perfect. Where are they hiding? Up, another one. Bam.
Now, where'd that bloodsucker go?
Yeah, where'd you
Won't
go?
be easy to track down. He's a vampire after all.
Regis!
Let's see. Where did you
Damn it,
go?
where'd you go?
Regis!
You raise your hand against the vampire! You shall die!
Uh-oh.
What I have to do!
Aww. Oh god.
Those Bruxay, they called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances, or
Won't let it go, will they?
they will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink. Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning, then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard
True.
is now yours.
And we have our own
By
wine.
the way, I left a gift for you at your new home. On the nightstand.
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens. Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
You know what? Don't know yet. A little bit of both.
Don't really know yet. Might find the life of a hard-working vintner too tempting one day. Or maybe I'll just stick to the path, go on roaming, staring up at the stars after laying my bedroll at the roadside.
Ah, roadsides, bedrolls, and the sky above. I sense some poetry coming on, which of course brings to mind Dandelion. I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Oh, our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. But that first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though. What about you? Any idea where you'll go?
Yeah.
Distance is of the essence. I thought I might venture south.
Nilfgaard?
Why ever not? The Nilfgaardians are a modern society. None there believe in vampires anymore. This fact alone could be very useful to one wishing to remain incognito.
Interesting point of view. I so don't feel like going anywhere. Sit here a while longer?
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
Man, I feel like he was smiling right at me. That made me kind of emotional. That's the end. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm definitely gonna be replaying this entire game. I'm so curious of all the different options and doing things differently. There's so many things that I want to do differently. I want to see. So I'll definitely be replaying this. That is a fact. God. What an incredible DLC. I could see why so many people said it's like a whole nother Witcher game, because it really did feel like just a whole nother Witcher game. Incredible. With Detlef and Syanna, I'm still very torn on Detlef and Syanna. They are both very wronged people. Syanna being wronged from the moment of her birth, never being able to trust anyone, going down this bad path, becoming the monster that she was always told she was, whether or not it was true. And it really turned her to be very bitter, like Geralt had said. And that leading to her, I think she did love Detlef. I want to say, she says that she was just using him, but I think part of her did love him. And I do think that his emotions were very strong, and that maybe scared her in a way. It breaks my heart that his intense emotion, his intense love for her was used for him to kill people that it was clear that he didn't find repulsive or evil or truly just horrible. I am curious of what her sentencing was if you didn't really hear what her sentence was gonna be. I'm guessing it wasn't gonna be execution just by the ending, but I feel horrible for Regis having to see him have to kill Detlef after having so much faith in being able to turn him back, to keep him from falling down this path that he was forced onto. It is very sad, but at the end of the day, he needed to be taken down, at least in my eyes. I'm really curious of what would have happened if we talked to Oriana. I'm just not too sure. Like, I don't even know where that would have gone. These DLCs, both of them were amazing. I know people said like they loved one or the other. I could see why you loved both. They were so amazing. This one was huge. There was so much to do. The other one was very straightforward, especially because it was on the other map, so you could have just done other stuff if you wanted to. But I feel like this one was I loved how fairy tale it was. It had so many fairy tale references, or people calling me Snow White or Geralt Snow White. So much fun stuff, you know, a lot of funny moments in it. And so did the other one as well, but I felt like the other one was super dark and twisted. Like that other one was really creepy to me, like very scary. Hearts of Stone was very creepy. I feel like Hearts of Stone would be like a great movie. I feel like this one would be a great TV show, you know? Like this would be a whole season, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining how I felt about both of them. They were both great though. Like I loved both the DLCs. I love the entire game. Like that's why I want to replay it so bad. There is a new game plus, right? Like, do you get to keep your stuff? I hope that you get to keep your stuff, because that'd be pretty cool. I am thinking of playing the other games and possibly even reading the books. I know a lot of people have made really awesome references to them throughout and what has happened in them. And I'm really curious of what has happened. You know, we get some references here and there, and you can kind of piece some things together, but it'd be really interesting to see. But yeah, this was incredible. I really enjoyed it. You guys have been absolutely amazing throughout this entire playthrough that has gone on for so long. I think one of my patrons mentioned that it has been almost a year since I uploaded the first part. Let me check the date really quick. Just double checked, and it is January 26th that I uploaded the first part. I think that this part will come out on the 26th. So a whole year of The Witcher. Thank you guys so much for watching and joining me on this incredible journey. And thank you so much to my patrons that make it possible to play all these games. I really, really appreciate them. And I will see you guys in the next playthrough. Have a nice night, everyone. There's a new quest. I don't know what's happening. Let me just check it. Go home. Oh. This is a secret ending. I don't know if I might just interject this. I just finished talking about the game. But you know what? Let's go back home really quick. Where's the nearest one? Oops. I was not expecting this.
Master Witcher, some unknown individual barged into the residence. I resisted as best I could, but to no avail.
Who is it?
Alas, they did not do me the basic courtesy of introducing themselves.
Turn it up.
Unexpected as ever.
Oh? No.
And beautiful as ever.
Won't you even ask why I've come? Or how I found you?
Wouldn't get a straight answer anyway.
Quite true.
Used to bother me, all your secrets. Now I know if you have something to tell me, you'll tell me. Don't need to ask.
I missed you, Geralt. Madly. Come outside. We can hold hands and stare at the sky, like some shitty two-crown romance.
Beautiful here, isn't it? Well, let's talk later. You just gonna chill at my house? Yes, please. Let me get back onto the actual HDMI for this. Because I'm very excited.
Brought quite a few books. Let me guess. Working on a new spell?
Not at all. These aren't grimoires, just pleasure reading.
Mm-hmm.
The name of the orchid. A widower for half a year.
Huh. Always thought you too busy to make time for something as impractical as pleasure reading.
Because I was. But now I'm not. A few weeks ago, I awoke to the realization that I know not what to do next. I have no plan. I have no goal. And you know what? I like that. Finally, I can stop thinking about politics and focus on what's important to me. which is why I came here.
Liking Toussaint so far?
The landscape's lovely and the towns are charming, no question about that.
It's beautiful.
But the southern sun plays havoc with my wardrobe. To be blunt, wear black down here and you're pretty damn hot.
True.
Might need to think about changing your color palette. Off-white and pea green, for instance.
And I'll wear scents distilled from turnips and daisies. I think I shall simply stay in the shade. And you'll bring me cool drinks. At regular intervals.
Bring you whatever you want. You know, feels kinda strange having a home.
I must say I never pictured you owning real estate.
Was something of an accident, but I'm not about to complain. Yen, back then, before we fought the hunt, said you wanted to run away with me to the world's end. This vineyard, good enough?
Yes, although there's one thing missing.
Namely?
I shall give you a hint. It's large.
No! No!
Has 4 legs.
He ruined it.
Category taxidermy.
Oh yeah, the unicorn. Fine. You can bring it down here.
I knew you'd see things my way.
Ever thought this day would come? Me and you, peace and quiet. Bees buzzing, birds chirping.
I almost regret delaying so long before coming to you. I was quite the silly goose.
You have doubts? Though I imagine it might have been hard coming after me. Always were proud as a peacock.
Please, Geralt. I'm not like other sorceresses to feel that following someone means my wings have been clipped.
Ooh, watch what you say about your colleagues. Remember, it's an ill bird that fouls its own nest.
Well said, Witcher. You're not only handsome, but wise, too. I feel a bit like the cat that got the canary.
Yeah, and I'm... Damn it, you win, this time.
Ha!
How'd that start, anyway? Our duels and wordplay?
Forgotten. It was at a vernissage in Banard. You started it to keep from going mad with boredom. I remember finding your sense of humor both groan-worthy and somehow endearing. Never change, Geralt. I beg you.
Aww.
So, talk again later?
Of course. I'm not going anywhere.
At least we got our fairy tale ending. This is so cute. Hold on, I want to see. Oh, I didn't know
Gave those
they-
bum diddlers a good reason to diddle their bums. Lead us up the Hansers. I
He
thank
says he left a gift for me on my nightstand. Letter from Regis. Dear Giller, if you're reading these words, it means I am already far beyond the borders of Toussaint and you have found my mutagenator. Of course, you may dub this instrument however you like, perhaps something more fitting for your taste or better reflecting its function. For I have no doubt your knowledge on the subject of mutagens is far more profound and thorough than mine. I have been working on this device in my spare time, but now it is finished and I am convinced as an inventor can be before his invention has been used as intended, of the usefulness of this apparatus. You are surely wondering what the function is meant to serve. As the name indicates, the mutagenator generates mutagens. It operates by absorbing electromagnetical energy waves from bodies, in this case, the bodies of monsters and evildoers like you kill. And when it has absorbed enough so as to be charged to a critical amount, the mutagenators change the stored energy into a greater mutagen, which I suspect you will make good use of. As you surely understand, I am an amateur engineer, which is why you must forgive the lack of an ability for you to direct this operation, which mutagen emerges as a result and determined at random, meaning chance will decide if it is green, red, or blue mutagen. Chance. Yet I have noted the colors tend to alternate, by and large. I trust you shall find my gift useful. Your dearly devoted friend, Emil Regis Rohalek Terzef Godfroy. P.S. You might be wondering why I decided to toss the mutagenator into your home instead of simply handing it to you in person. Well, you must know I did it out of modesty. Believe it or not, take care, Geralt, and may the gift serve you well. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's so great. So amazing.